You know what? It's a good morning. I think I'll check out the news. Let's see. What the fuck? I actually kind of knew this was gonna happen. The shit-eating party has been in power for so long. And they've wanted this ever since, since being gay was legal. At first I had this feeling that what they would do is they would overplay their hand. It would be like, yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get the gay marriage. When they did, I assumed people would be like super outraged. But I think I've kind of realized that's not gonna happen. They've torn up enough institutions and they've brain damaged enough people now that, this is just gonna be another day of news when this is still overturned. It's just gonna be yet another day of, putting children in cages, detaining trans people at airports for trying to exist. I mean, it's not surprising. What is getting to me right now is that this is going to happen, and then it's gonna get worse. But, I mean, we are talking about a country that has a now militarized force to hunt down immigrants and also legal Americans to literally deport them to fucking hell. But don't worry, that military's budget, it comes out of your healthcare and out of your small business's budget. So it's fine, it's just ruining your country to give this one police institution as much money as the goddamn Italian military to hunt you down. What? Now you may say, I am just overreacting. Like, it hasn't been overturned yet, and definitely the Supreme Court isn't a bunch of conservative assholes who's overturned case by case by case that everyone said they wouldn't overturn. They definitely won't overturn this either. They don't have a precedent of an established pattern of just ruining people's lives in an incomprehensibly stupid way that puts doctors in prisons. No, they won't overturn this. It's unlikely. They definitely isn't an orchestrated plan to do it. Definitely not. It's not all already played out for them. It's just a manner of, actually do it. That's not what's happening. No, don't worry about it. And even if it works out, it's not like being gay married is gonna be illegal. It's just gonna go back to the States, and the States, they're trustworthy. There's definitely none of those that are crazy, right? Florida, you're a fucking normal state. You don't have any weird laws whatsoever. A guy who literally, you burn books, Florida. What's wrong with you? You set fire to knowledge. Why? Why would you ban books? Books are good. They help you think. No, that's why you don't like to think. That's true. Fuck you, Florida. If you're from Florida, look at me. If you're from Florida, it's not your fault. It is your government. That's insane. So I believe this will just be overturned and it will just go back to the States and the States will overturn it, some of them. That's as bad as it's gonna get. Exactly. Yeah. Because they haven't done this before, They haven't ever turned something back to the States, only to have the States make it awful and then federally legislate the awful thing on top of them, right? Roe v. Wade, anyone? First, what's gonna happen is you can still be married in the states that allow you to be married. And then you have that fancy little law Biden made that says other states will have to recognize that marriage. Then, laws, they can never be overturned. And it's not like the Republicans have the House, Senate, and the presidential seat, So that will definitely never happen. They won't overturn that law. Definitely can't make a new law that just goes, no, now it's federal law that you can't get gay married. That's never gonna happen. That's not the plan. Don't worry about it. They're not gonna do that within a year. It's not gonna happen within a year. Definitely not. Right? That's What do you mean Roe v. Wade is just dead? I don't know if that's actually true. I am very unwell informed and very unprepared for doing this. But you know what? You should trust me anyway, because that's how your government works anyway. They just have a liar standing on a stage, informing you of crap. You'll believe them, so you know what? Believe me too. Just believe me. At least if you believe me, you'll believe pigs can fly. Pigs can fly. But at least we have the good old Democrat Party. They're definitely gonna do something about all of this. Isn't that right, Chuck Schumer? Chuck Schumer, you're ready for the battle, right? You're just in there. You know the arguments. You know everything about the LGBT movement, and you're ready to defend them. Wait, what do you mean he hasn't said anything? What do you mean he doesn't exist? What do you mean that the entirety of the Democratic Party doesn't ever say anything? I kind of see a problem here. Who's here out here in the Democrat Party speaking out? Let's see. You know what, I'm afraid to say it, but I fucking need Hillary Clinton to come back, I guess. There's no one else. Biden has cancer? What the fuck? I don't know any other name. AOC, can you do something? I think you can probably. Help us. To sum up, soon the plan will be fulfilled. They will do all the things they said would never happen. So how did we get here? Well, here's a very short history lesson that won't make sense to you unless you have some information. A psychotic little turtle man who literally admitted he has no morals and no guidelines of ethics to follow decided to make a series of psychopaths into God-ruling kings of America. First, he elected a drunk man who likes spear and assaulting women, and then a repressed lesbian. And both of those people, they're the ones who are gonna decide whether you can remain gay married. And they're both in the pocket of, Christian evangelical fascists. So good luck with that. Good luck to all of you. And if you think I'm overplaying it, just think that, fucking 2 years ago, this thing right here, that's what people said couldn't happen. And now you're saying, well, it still won't happen. Okay. When does it end? When do you get angry? When do you do something? When do you make your dumb little video? So, all in all, in the end, I am glad that Obama took the highway and morally the Democrats remain still extremely far right. What? You don't have anyone leftist in your country? I guess that this New York mayor guy. Can you save us, New York mayor guy? I don't know your name. I'm not from your country. Can you just, press the hero button, save everyone? And finally, let's just address the elephant in the room. You're one party away from literally electing a king. I know your country was founded on loving kings or something, but, mine was as well, so maybe you can still make it back. Goodbye.